Hey.
Hello, welcome everybody to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please give us a thumbs up just because we asked you to. Okay, today we are talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, episode 13, 10-10-2020.
Mm-hmm.
It's finally here. What we've all been waiting for after Bolo Gate. It's one day before Cynthia and Mike's big super spreader wedding event. What'd you think of the episode overall, Jamal?
Oh, overall, I mean, to be honest, for me,
Mm.
there really wasn't much there outside of the wedding. Was it just me?
Um, there was one thing that stuck out for me. No, two things that stuck out for me.
Okay.
At the nieces' night, the LaToya shadiness, and then the final scene, the dinner with Portia and Dennis.
Mm,
Um, those, I think those were
okay.
it for me. And they
Got
were
it.
like tiny. It wasn't like the whole scene, it was just a tiny fragment of those two scenes.
Right.
That were it for me.
I agree. It was. I guess I kind of forgot about them because they didn't add anything to me of real value. Um, seeing Marlo and Portia have words was interesting because I understand Marlo's point of view and how it comes across, but I also understand what Portia meant. Portia's like, well, y'all been going at it so long, it seems like this came out of nowhere. And when it just happens out of nowhere, people are skeptical. So I could see why Portia could be skeptical of Marlo. And then Marlo said, like, Portia's not going to dictate who I can be friends with. It's like, well, so you and Kenny are friends now? Okay.
But is Portia saying the majority of what you just said in confessional, or is she saying that to Marlo?
I'm just going off of the reaction, Portia's reactions, and she
Mm-hmm.
told Marlo, she's like, "That's not what I'm saying." And I really believe, I think Portia did tell Marlo, but no, Portia said what she said about the convenience factor in her confessional.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. She said in her confessional.
Yeah. Because both of them have valid points.
Yes,
You know,
most
it is
definitely.
very much a coincidence. Hi Yanni, hi Shady. It's very much of a coincidence, the timing of this reconciliation. And Marlo is very much correct. You know, I can be friends with whoever. No one dictates who my friends are. And if I'm friends with the two of you and you two get into a fight, I can still be friends with the two of you, even though
Yep.
you're not friends. You know,
Right.
it's so play yard, or
Right.
playground.
That's why I said this really didn't add any value. And then the whole situation with Latoya and Drew. I mean,
But
Portia seemed.
before that,
Go
was
ahead.
it before that? It was the interaction that LaToya had with Portia, where she said, "Did you see the video where Bolo came out and said that and confirmed that he had sex with y'all?" And Portia was like, "No, he didn't." And she admitted that she said a lie. And Portia said to her, this is where like you're playing both sides of the fence, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it, and I don't trust you. And then she spoke on something private from Kenya, and Drew had to
Yeah.
step in and say, be careful of what you're speaking when it comes to other people's business. And Portia said, made the reference to the church. You can come to church with me. You would go up and give your testimony and want to give mine too.
Right.
And there were very small snippets of an overall boring scene, but
Right.
they 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 rubbed me the wrong way in reaction to LaToya. Like, I have serious problems with her straddling this fence. She's very messy.
I've never really liked Latoya, to be completely honest. She's always too much for me. And for me, the moment she said they were in the I want to say they were in the kitchen talking about Kenya investigating. When she said like, "Oh, now I'm starting to see what you guys mean when you talk about Kenya." I'm like, "But what? You been up her behind this whole season, and all of a sudden, oh, now I see it because everyone's talking about this." Okay,
Or are now you seeing it so that you could run back and tell someone else?
right.
Like, I would never say anything to her in confidence. Like, I wouldn't even show her
Never.
my grocery receipt at this point.
Mm-mm.
She's just foul to me. And
Yeah.
she doesn't make a good villain if that's what she's trying to do. Like, I prefer someone like Kenya because you know what to expect and it's not going to flip flop on you. It
Mm.
just is what it is.
Right. I think
And
with Kenya,
yeah.
she stands by what she says, and she doesn't apologize for it.
Mhm.
You know what you're getting. With Latoya is like, okay, you asking all these questions. Some of them are traps, and some of them are lies. It's like, well,
Yes.
yeah, I rather just not deal with you.
The traps throw me off because they're so badly laid.
Right.
And it makes me question, like, how dumb do you think these girls are? They've been at this
Exactly.
way longer than you.
And do it way better.
Mhm. So that frustrated me in the nieces night. And I do have to say thank you to Black Lavender referencing them saddlebags swanging with pertaining to Marlo. I was
Hmm.
surprised that she did that. It's like she's loosening up in her old age.
Yeah, but Marlo's always been a little guarded, but she's becoming more comfortable, which is good. Yeah, but back to Latoya, like Latoya and Drew, like that's not surprising. Latoya just doesn't like Drew for some reason. It makes no
Mm-hmm.
sense. And you speaking on someone's marriage is not appropriate when yours is pretty much in the toilet. I mean, come on now.
Mm-hmm. And just a few minutes before that, in the game, she said that Drew would be the person that she would want to have a relationship with. But then you turn around and you attack her and say that she was disrespecting her marriage by going up on Bolo. Well, her husband knows everything that she did. I guess
Hmm.
her marriage may not be perfect, but her marriage is open enough for her to allow her to feel comfortable to do those things and not suffer any repercussions when she gets home, and she could freely tell her husband what she did. Do I think that she did anything wrong? No, she did not have any form of sexual act with
Right.
him or anyone else. Well, not that I know of. I'm going based off of what I've seen. And she came home
Hmm.
and she told her husband, good for her. And even if she did, so what?
Exactly.
He owe her one. Tampa. That's all I gotta say.
3 days though.
Oh, then he owe her three.
Yes. One. That was insane. Oh, outside of the party, I just thought of something else that struck me. It's when Ken, I think it was at Cynthia's rehearsal dinner,
Uh-huh.
where Kenya told Kenny, she's like, "Oh, I noticed that you've been out there kind of defending me. Um, I see you out there trying to defend me in this whole like this whole uh Charleston Gate Bolo thing." And
Uh-huh.
Candy was just like, "Look, you know what? When the girl put herself in the room, it kind of put me in a corner to where I couldn't deny that."
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, Kenya, but what Kenya doesn't understand is Candy was not defending you, ma'am.
No, she was
She was
trying
telling the
to,
truth.
yeah,
There's a
yeah.
difference. There was no defense there. Candy never said she defended you. She's all, well, she put herself out there. And she was like, why did you do that? Because she told Tanya, why did you do? She even said, well, why did you do that? So when people come to her and ask her a question, like we've all seen it, and now Kenya's in this corner where like I can do nothing but back up what Kenya said because I know
Mm-hmm.
what was said. I was there, so this is what it is.
But then, like, Kenya's even now going after Shamia. Like, she's going after the people who are in long-term relationships with this whole Bolo issue. And I don't think that's right. And I think Candy made a really good point. She was like, these people have relationships. Like, I don't want to be a part of, any friction in those relationships.
Right. I mean, good point, Yanni. Not at all, Jamal and Candy insists. Yep, just not yelling at her about it. 100% agree. 100% agree.
But here's the thing: they're at the rehearsal dinner. One and two. Do you think yelling at Kenya is even going to like sink in? No, she's just going to
No,
use it for an opportunity to get herself more screen time. Candy knows how Kenya behaves.
exactly. Exactly.
Mm-mm-mm. Oh, wait. Oh, and the second thing, okay, most of that dinner with Portia and Dennis at the end, I didn't understand half of it. I watched that twice, and I can understand what they were saying. I don't know how many shots they had at that point, but what did hit me was when she said, if we didn't have PJ, we would have been broken up and gone our separate ways. I think the problem with them, and she admits it too, they need to have better communication, and
Mm-hmm.
she needs to stop going back. Because like even though you're broken up and you say you're broken up, if you're still having like a booty call with him, that's giving him the impression that
Right.
everything okay. So if that's what you're doing, it is confusing. So I'm not you can make a clean break of your romantic relationship but still keep a parental relationship for the sake of PJ. And I think they just need to define those lines.
I agree. Their roles aren't defined. The relationship is not defined. Either you're going to have a romantic relationship or you're going to have a parental relationship. You have to draw. You have to make those clear. Because
Yeah.
if you're still sleeping with him, he's thinking like, oh, okay, we're back to where we were, cool. And
Yes.
then like when you get in the mood and you're like mad at him, and then he's like, what's going on? I'm confused. Help a brother out. He's like help a brother out here. Just tell me. I think what he should say, like, you tell me what you want out of this, and I will
Mhm.
adjust accordingly.
Yeah, and she's got to stop taking the gifts unless they're for Mother's Day or the birthday.
Agreed.
Like having a random Chanel bag pop up at your house and you're just like, "Oh, okay." And it's from him. Like as much as you like the bag,
Hmm.
Portia, you're going to have to send it back to the shop.
Right.
You're just going to have to. Because then he's thinking, "Oh, well, I'm back in again because she took the bag." No.
Exactly.
Mhm. Okay, so
Exactly. Good
Yanni
point.
says, but I got a little feel he still wants Portia, but he's a cheater, so move on. Yeah, he does want Portia. Portia's
Yeah.
probably the best thing that he's ever landed. Um, you know, uh, and he is a cheater. And I think she said quite clearly they need to move on separately.
Hmm. Come up with come up with a drop off schedule and stick to the drop off schedule. And that's the only interaction y'all should have outside of like, hey, can you take PJ to the doctor? Can you pick up PJ? Can you grab this?
Mhm.
Just real parent type stuff. None it's like, oh, like, how are you today? How have you been? No, that kind of stuff needs to stop.
Oh, and if she is using little baby PJ to like keep the baby away from him, like he alluded to in that dinner, I'm not for that. Do I think that Portia's doing something like that? No, no. I don't think Miss Diane will put up with that.
No.
So, yeah, he shouldn't say stuff like that if it's not true, and if it is
Right.
true, Portia straighten it out.
And quickly.
What's this Yanni says? Okay, so Shady says he seemed so mad after the Bolo thing. Yeah, because hello, did you see her face when Bolo brought out the Bolo? My God, he can't compete with that hot dog. He said, I'm not dating. Her answer was, but you having sex. And yes, that was another thing. She said, you might not be in a relationship, but is you effing? It's two different things.
Right.
You can go and stick your willy into any little hole and get satisfaction. You don't have to be in a relationship to do that.
Nope.
And I think that's something that Dennis needs to learn, that there's a difference.
Agreed.
You know, but oh well. It was a good run while it lasted. I hope that by, having the shots together, that they can now move forward separately, and that this is not a running thing throughout the next 3 seasons. I don't want to see this.
Me neither. Not at all. Move on. Quickly.
Yeah. What did you think of all of the montages that we had last night? Like, we had a few. We had the one of Mike and Cynthia's romance, and we had one for Portia and Dennis.
I don't think Portia and Dennis deserve a montage, because montages should be for people who've been together for like many years, or they're getting married, like Mike and Cynthia. So I'm not sure why they got a montage. That montage is because y'all had no other footage, so we'll give y'all a montage too.
It could also mean the demise of the relationship. You saw the whole arc of it from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, wasn't long enough for me to care.
Okay. What did you think of Ava's hot mic at the reception?
Like, oh, Eva.
Oh, bless her little heart. God, they need to give her back a peach. She looks amazing.
Yeah.
Bing, 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 bing. Oof. I love her. They need to give her back a peach. They need her to come back now that she's not spitting out no more babies. Oh.
I just think with Atlanta, they need to do better with casting. They need to really like relook at the casting for next season and get that together.
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
Right. That's my thing. I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I really thought that once she got that baby, I really thought Dennis was going to the curb, and that she would just ask for child support and keep it moving. That's really what I thought.
Yeah, you know what? I think she, in her heart of heart, Portia's a gal that wants marriage. She does.
True.
She does. And I think she saw it with Dennis. But I don't think she saw all of Dennis, like the scallywag part of Dennis.
Right.
And I think maybe she thought, well, since he got me, he can change. And he didn't.
Nope.
So, it is what it is. I'm so glad the wedding's over with. It's been forever in the making. Are we sure it's over? Are we? I bet you they show something else of it next week. Ugh. Okay. Yanni, while Cynthia had more than a pouch, her behind and her belly was out of control, and having a new dress made it worse. You know what it was? The dress had a really good optical illusion because it gave her the hourglass figure. But then her mistake was the positioning of the reverend, of the officiant of the ceremony. The officiant should have had his back to the guests and put them on the top riser so that they're facing forward to their guests. And that way you would have never seen the fupa and the bupa, you know? Right. Yeah, there's only so much that, optical illusion beading can do on a dress, but then when you turn sideways, you just see everything.
Oh yeah, everything shows sideways, especially in that kind of
Mm-hmm.
dress.
Yeah.
No
I,
forgiveness.
yeah, but she looked pretty. Her
She
makeup was
did. Oh,
gorgeous.
she looked great.
And her first hairdo was so elegant. It was a little matronly, but I loved it. She's of that age. She looked gorgeous. She looked amazing. The second hairdo was, and the second dress, I was not a fan of, but oh well. I found. Wait, hold on, Shady. I found her dress a bit too much. You know what? I I will give her that dress considering the last dress at the museum, that gray and black, just plain, no sparkle, no nothing. I, I'll give her the little extra on
Yeah.
this dress considering the last dress. Um let's see. No, if going 50 pound. Okay, so what's this? Yanni says no. If going 50 pound, don't wear
If
Thatchers.
if I think what she means is no. If gaining 50 pounds, don't wear Thatchers. She said 30 pounds, but that was a lie.
Oh yeah, she gained more than 30 pounds. And so did Kenya. So did Kenya. But she should have gotten on the same diet that Kenya did. Because she squeezed her stallion booty into whatever garment she was wearing.
The silicone outfit, or
No,
was it
the
latex?
wedding the bridesmaid's dress. Because remember
Oh
at
yeah,
the rehearsal dinner, she said she was having problems around the butt area.
yeah.
Candy was as well. Like they were all having issues around their
Right.
butts with the dresses. So good on you, seamstresses. Yeah. Da, da, da. Oh, I have a point. Where, Shady? It's very rare that I have a point. Um, let's see. She gained a lot of weight. Yes, she did. She did. And you know where I noticed it? When they did the montage of her first wedding, that first
Yeah.
season, and then this one, like, okay, it's been 10 years.
Mhm.
I get it. We all put on some weight, but you on a show, girl. You have access to like personal trainers. Like, what were you doing? You knew you were getting married. You had a whole year.
Mhm. You could definitely afford to get you some gym equipment. You could afford to. You could have had a whole little mini gym built on the side of Lake Bailey. Come on now. I'm just saying.
Oh, Shady says re Cynthia's last wedding dress. Oh, okay, cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, let's throw the girl a bone. She had a horrible first wedding dress, which predicted the outcome of that disastrous, marriage. So yeah, give her extra gaudy dress this time. Why not? Um, Yanni says, why are the brides and Cynthia's daughter wearing white? No one should wear, well, other than the bride. Right, but I think it could be allowed, one, because the bride dressed them in that, and two, Cynthia's ceremony dress wasn't white. It was like a blush. So she incorporated the white thing with her attendance. So it's fine. It depends on the individual how traditional you want to be. I thought it was okay. They looked fine. She was a model. She was a boy, but apparently he likes heavy. So she's relaxing to it. Oh, yes. I'm sure that'll be a storyline 2 seasons from now if she's still
Right.
on here.
What do you mean? Cynthia gonna be on this. Cynthia gonna be on this show.
I don't know.
Cynthia and Candy there forever.
Really now?
Here's the reason why. Because they're easy to work with.
Oh.
That's why Candy like. I mean, I like Candy a lot, mostly because of her business. But like, you could like, what does Candy really do outside of open businesses and like keep people's secrets or whatever? Like, 'cause she don't say too much. She's just very easy to work with, and whatever they tell her, whatever storyline they give Candy, she gonna run with it. So she's easy to work with. Same with Cynthia.
That's true.
And it's like when you have other problematic talent, you have to keep one or two who are easy.
Hmm.
So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten through this episode and we
Mm-hmm.
just finished off with the wedding. I don't think there's anything more in the wedding. What do you see moving forward?
A recasting. I'm not
Mm,
really interested in this lineup anymore. The
mm-hmm,
people that they've brought in, like Latoya, she doesn't work. I can give Drew a second chance
mm-hmm.
because I hate to say it, I want to know what's going on with Tampa. I'm not letting it go. And I want to see her wear a nice wig
Okay,
and a nice outfit.
got it.
Anyone else on the show? Like Cynthia can go. Like to me, she's done a full story arc. She came in with a wedding, she can get out with a wedding. You know,
Okay.
she doesn't need to come back for me. Candy, I think Candy should get like I think Candy, if she doesn't already have a production company, not Todd's, like her own,
Mm-hmm,
she should start, producing this show. I think she should go back of house or behind camera.
mm-hmm.
I think she did a really great job this year, like with the bachelorette party. I think she owned it. I would like to see her behind the camera because there's not much of interest in front of the camera for me.
Right.
Um, let's see, Kenya. I'm kind of over it. Um, she's a one-trick pony, and that gets old real quick.
Mm-hmm,
Latoya, I don't like her. Portia, she's good. I'm not gonna lie. Portia has developed a lot on this show, and I think
mm-hmm.
she has a lot more to give. Um, and she's finally at a mature point in her life. So I would like to see that more instead of like, the person who didn't know what the Underground Railroad was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else is on the show?
There's only 5 ladies. Oh, Fallon, but we don't really see her too much this
I would
season.
like to see her. Like, we got one good scene where we were in her backyard at the pool, and then we saw a 5-minute snippet at the bachelorette party, and like, no more.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see more of her to see whether I would want her to come back or not. But yeah, this whole thing needs a recast. Like, Tanya's gone, but was she ever really there?
Mm-hmm.
No.
But they made the.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, no, that's it. That's it.
Oh, so for me, I'm pretty much with you on everything. My opinion, you keep Drew, you keep Portia, and you keep Fallon. Those are the three I pick. I'm a total agree with you. I want Candy to produce this show
Mm-hmm.
because her produced episode, and let's be honest, she produced that episode, was the best episode of the season,
Mm-hmm.
and it was not even close. So I need her to do that, take over for whoever's taking over. I even want her to have a hand in casting because I know she knows some people in Atlanta that if she were producing Atlanta, whether it be known or not known, people would sign up just because it's Candy. Because she's very, from what I understand in Atlanta, she's very well known and she's very well liked around the city.
Well,
So,
here's my thing with her
mm,
and casting. She brought in Latoya. I'm gonna give her side eye.
yeah, but here's the thing. I think, in my opinion, I think Candy assumed or thought we would get the YouTuber Latoya. Because if you notice throughout the season, Candy and Latoya really didn't interact, but yet Candy's her friend. So I
Mm-hmm.
bet you we're I Sorry, tongue tied, but I think Candy thought they were gonna get Latoya forever.
Oh, but instead we got Latoya Ali.
Look, we're getting Latoya Ali right after she blasted her soon to be ex-husband on an IG live.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happened, if I'm being completely honest. So that was a sour note coming in the door. Like,
Yeah.
and remember that I think that IG live came out maybe a week or two before the season started.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly
So
in that
they'd
time
already
frame.
filmed.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
That's pretty much it for me in this episode. What about you? Anything else we missed?
Yeah, like there was only a few things that stood out for me. The episode was so-so, it kind of sucked that the hurricane messed up the outdoor events, or else I'm sure that wedding would have been spectacular down by
Right.
that pergola. But it is what it is. She looked nice.
Agreed.
Mhm. Now, guys, if you want to see more pictures from her wedding, there's a link in the description below to the Grace Ormond luxury wedding magazine online. You can see all of her pictures. Oh, wait, Trey says something here. Did y'all hear Drew tell Latoya that she had a perfect marriage? Just want to make sure I heard that right. Yep, she did. She said she had a perfect marriage with
and
3
I laughed.
perfect children. Yeah.
Like, I'll repeat again, and I laughed.
But in saying that, I think she doomed her perfect marriage.
Right. We all remember what happened to Luann's. Well, not Luann's. We all remember what happened to Ramona's perfect marriage and her trifecta. So yeah, Kiss of Death singer. That's a Kiss of Death singer marriage is perfect on a reality TV show. Just saying.
Yeah. No, she put the kiss of death on her marriage. Good luck to you, Drew. If coming on a reality show wasn't kiss of death enough.
That too. What's next? A vow renewal?
Well, she was sitting at the wedding saying that she wanted what Cynthia had.
That's why I mentioned vow renewal.
Girl.
Saying your marriage is okay. Hold on. Saying coming on a reality TV show when you were having marital issues.
Yep.
Saying your marriage is perfect.
Yep.
And then doing a vow renewal. Those are that's the trifecta of kisses of death. Don't do it.
Oh, please do. Please do it.
No, I like Drew. I want to see her marriage flourish.
Flourish?
Yeah.
Okay, so here Yanni has made a good point. I haven't seen that perfect marriage since episode 1, so she needs to show me the perfect marriage. Agreed. And also taking into consideration that there is no such thing as perfect.
Correct.
So, yeah, guys. Oh, if you want to see pictures of her wedding, look at the Grace Ormond link in the description of this video. Let us know what you think about this episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, episode 13, 10/10/2020. And one more question for you, because Jamal and I were discussing this ahead of time, like right before we came on. Did y'all think that this was shady that they put Cynthia's wedding on the 13th episode of the 13th season? I thought it was. But to each his own. Maybe it'll be good luck numbers for her this time around. Okay, so guys, leave your comments below. We read them, we respond. You guys have great insight to things that we might not have picked up on. So please keep on commenting. Give us a thumbs up just because we asked you to. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and tell a friend. We want more people to join the conversation and our cute little community. Until next time. Bye.